Hello, people of the internet. This is Bound Alchemy and bring back one of my original of this channel, Reverse Invention. And this time, I'm going to take it back to doorknobs. Um, I was researching when was doorknobs really invented, and I was looking at a document saying that it was first document invented of a doorknob appeared in the U.S. patent entry for the year 1878. When a patent for improvement on a door closing device was issued to a man named Osborne Dorsley, although they don't really know the original inventor. And this got me thinking that where else can doorknobs be? And that related back to my segment, Reverse Invention. And they talk about previous stuff, like it's also stated in that page website that in the Bible there's talk about doors and gates. So we know things that could be closed for a long time. But we didn't have doorknobs until the recent US lifetime. So that's got me thinking. Well, we have gates, we have things like lock like cest, we have doors, bars, and etc. etc. But what if doorknob suddenly appear in the year zero? If people around that time decided seeing things could be latched with a doorknob and locked like that, we could have a lot more improvements. Maybe we could start seeing like, oh, we can do doorknobs more fancier lock mechanics to the door. Maybe some game kind of locks, like you lock this and this trigger this, and everything got locked. And it's so locked that you can't even slip a card in it to unlock it. So now thieves can't even break in. Maybe that would stop a lot of people from staying back in the 1400s, medieval time, or any other time period when people were greedy. If doorknob was able to engineer like that. But even today now, we can't just swipe a key or a lock and that trigger 500 different locks to lock in place right around the door. We don't have that technology now. Because that would be insane. It's like having a gate, but steel and iron, and in the middle of the wall, lock, and the whole force is heavily defended, and you shoot a cannonball right through the wall and bounce back. We don't have that, even nowadays. What we do have is like retina scanners, different stuff like that. There's a lot of different interesting inventions. We have eye scanners, fingerprint scanners, 5 different levels of security for top government official. And if that was even to the back days, man, all technology could be technology like alien. We see in alien movies, like the alien technology that we always predicted that if another intruder would come here, that their technology would be so advanced that they have barriers and stuff. And if we can even go one step back, if they have barriers, you can see how maybe we could even have the future that we believe now to be now. That would could have changed if doorknobs would be suddenly located in the year zero. But that's also got me thinking, well, if they have doorknobs, could they even figure out different mechanics? Because, let's say, doorknob was around in the year zero. We knew that Leonardo da Vinci and people like him was like Fincher. Let's say the doorknob was around year zero and it passed around year to year. And then Leonardo da Vinci happened to claim this doorknob. And then he said, well, I have this doorknob. Ooh, this gives him some idea. Let me invent stuff. He could invent all these different inventions that we may not even think of or see if doorknob was invented back then. And instead of 1878. Yeah, we have keys and locks and stuff, but we don't know what could happen to people if they see a donut and what they could think. It's about 1800 years of different knowledge. We don't know what it could change if the donut was invented earlier. And by one single item, we could be really far in advance, or we could be just the same. Heck, let's see a donut. Oh, open and close. Everyday human does open and close doors. The very few people think about how doorknobs can be even more advanced for a door. No, and heck, I don't think anyone would come up with the idea where you just lock one lock, 500 lock, and that door just lock in place all around the border. That'd be insane, but that'd be like hyper lock. And then you just unlock it, re-unlock it, and everything come back. It would protect from credit cards trying to bust in the door, but it will not protect people from picking a lock, though. So, if, let's say we did have that concept of mini locks from one key just span all over the place, well, then we have to devise a key that can maybe protect pick locking. And if that was the case in 0, someone could have invented a way to pick lock. Here's the problem with that. Let's say we invent all this stuff to prevent any way to access into the door. And let's say we have a regular store like Burger King or something, and they left the key inside, and you can't pick the lock, and you can't do nothing else. How do we get the door down? You literally have to break down the door just to get the key. And maybe being too advanced is actually a bad thing, because you can't actually lock yourself. Things in the room forever. You can't even get them out. So maybe technology being advanced may not even be beneficial. This good and bad for everything. It could trap you in there, or it can allow you to come out. Well, let's say that wasn't a bad thing, and there was a trigger mechanism that you could unlock it. Well, let's say you can prevent everyone to steal that stuff, and then you prevent a trigger mechanism that only one person at a time know, and you prevent it probably infinite different ways to trigger it. So each person who have a house know a different trigger mechanism. Well, here's the problem. You have to tell someone how to trigger that. So still, someone can still know that. And let's say that Realtor's mentor was bad, and he's the only one that, I know how to do this now. He triggered it open and bars in. Now that means anyone can have access to trigger things. Well, let's say there's a way to get everyone to know a different trigger by them programming it into the door. And if that's the case, unlocking the door by a trigger mechanism that only one person knows, well, that's great and all. Here's another downside to that. If that person dies, no more knowing the trigger mechanism. And still, that technology can still be bad. And let's say how we can devise a way to stop people from picking lock. Maybe we could do, well, Windows scanner and eye scanner can do it, but still they can still pick an eye out or get a fingerprint of that finger and scan that way. So that may not work either. You could have it be triggering. You could have it in a way that is locked from the inside. You know it's locked, but you have to always make sure the key is with you. But that if a blacksmith can't get into the door, then no one can. And that will also won the blacksmith out of business, because you just created an impossible feat for the blacksmith. And I think there probably won't be no true way to getting people from breaking in. There's always two ways to prevent people from breaking in by the way you have that's just good inside. But if you lock those stuff in, you lock for good. Although, I just thought of one way to do it. You can't lock the door from the outside. You can't lock the door from the inside. You have to lock it from the outside. Depending on where you're at, you lock the door from the outside. Make sure you have the key with you. But there's two keys that you need with you. One to lock it from the inside, one from lock it from the outside. And if once you lock it from the inside, yeah, it's locked. And then you put a code to make sure it's locked. The trick is you can't put a code if you lock it from the outside. So if you lock it from outside, you lock it inside first, then you go outside and lock it outside. That would trigger the code. The thing is, the key's on you because you have to lock it. But the thing is, nobody can pick that lock because it's unpickable. So you can unlock it as much as you can and come in. But you can't. It's forced you to not forget the key. And that will work for that way. The only problem with that is that if the keys break, you have to get the key replaced. So if the door is locked and the key is broken, you have to have a spare, and you hope that spare is not locked in the office. And secondly, you have to just get it replaced and hope you can get the door open. But that probably would be the best way to do it. And if the doorknob was invented back in that, we can have all this technology now. I can see many people use the door back then. But here, now related to doorknob. Let's say we had that doorknob invented back then, and people don't really care to advance technology. But what different is that everyone just realized I should start locking my door. Because back in the day, no one really cared to have the doors locked. They did, they have stuff barred because it's kingdoms and they don't want wars to happen. But there's still a lot of stuff going unlocked. Here's the problem with that. Let's say everyone started locking the doors at year 0. And it caused a shift on being fearless, but instead of being feared. And it caused a shift that violent just want to be violent, and violent have to be violent. Nowadays, it's the year 2017, everybody want to be violent. And now, we have a lot more violence than we ever did. So, if the doorknob was invented earlier, it could be a lot more violent. But, on the spider side, it could also be a lot more peaceful, and like, hey, everyone's protected now, what's up we had to be feared of? All the people who fight can't get in now. People who could have killed this person or could have killed that person didn't now because we protect it. And now we have a lot more people now, and we learn to be more peaceful. And that's no way we can advance as society, because the society would be different than what it would have been now if the doorknob was invented earlier. Again, it's all speculation. We don't know what would happen if the doorknob was invented a lot sooner at year 0 AD. What we do know is there's a ton of possibility it could have gone to. And even everything I come up today is still endless. And that's about it for this video. If you like this video and have any other reverse events you want me to do and think of, please put it down in the comment. And also, like and subscribe this video. This has been Balance Alchemy, and I'm signing off. Bye, guys.